The following is a special presentation of Digital Horizons, the leader in sports highlights entertainment.
Up here because I'm worried. So Pedro, here we go. Do you mind if I? All right, one time. Let me do it one last time. How about everybody on your feet? Come on, everybody, let's go. How about everybody on your feet? Do it with me one last time. It hurts, buddy. It hurts. Here we go. Countdown from 10. Hit 0. We're starting Caged Fury. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Caged Fury 2010. Joe Dombrowski, Jay Warren the Birdsworth, bringing you a summer tradition. The International Wrestling Cartels. 3 huge cage matches, 2 titles to be decided, and a lot of dues to be paid in the next couple of hours.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome to the ring your IWC Heavyweight Champion, Delicious DeMarco.
DeMarco set the captain, one of the teams, the very unusual, bizarre, unique team of Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney and the IWC owner Chuck Roberts. That'll be single elimination.
Hold on a second. I just want to formally introduce you guys to the new ring announcer, Pedro. In In case you don't know, he's one of the most sexually perverted men in the tri-state area. Now,
Hot kettle?
I'm sorry, and you might be wondering what I have in this bag. It's not guns or steroids or anything else. It's actually a bunch of my t-shirts, and I'm going to be selling them as soon as I'm done doing this. But right now, I would like you to give an internet... Hey, Jerome Bettis, mission accomplished. That's what the shirt said. What do you think about that? What? What'd you say? Are you from Cleveland? Are you from Cleveland? Get out of here!
Pedro had a great run here in IWC. He will be missed.
We want to thank him right now and wish him luck in his future endeavors.
I want to do something very dirty.
What?
All right, I want you to hit their music and give them a warm American welcome. Los Dagos.
All right, well, let's reset this, Jay Ward. A couple of months ago, well, let's go back to December. Nicki and Marshall Gambino lost a loser leaves IWC matchup against the Irish Aeroform. Okay, what's that have to do with this?
Greetings. Hola. Now, guys, I'm sorry. Bubba the Bulldog, with all his power, he's so important, he's not even here yet. I guess he must be busy sucking on the radio. How long, hey, can I ask you guys' opinion? How long before he kills 100.7 like he killed B94?
I thought it was already there.
Hey, me too, man. They don't even play the rap parts. Like, if I want to hear Katy Perry, California Girls, I want to hear Snoop Dogg rap. Yeah, exactly. If I want to hear...
We're kind of off topic right now.
Never gonna break your heart. I want to hear Luda's rap. Come on, man. What's up with that? And I'm not even a rap fan. I just appreciate an artist's original view of their music. But I digress. So what Bubba wants to do is prove that you guys aren't the Gambinos. Now,
Wait. Someone thinks they're the
Are
Gambinos?
you HoseA or HoseB? You guys look so much alike.
What?
Hold on. See this guy right here? Can you bounce your pectorals at him as much as you can?
We've seen that before.
Look at that. Are you hypnotized?
I'm mesmerized.
He's mesmerized. Are you hypnotized?
Yes.
Hell, he wants to take a picture. Can you take a picture of their tits, though? What? Get them bouncing. Get them bouncing. Yeah, I wish we could hit some provocative music, but our DJ's retarded.
I know that feeling.
So, right now, opponents are coming out, and I want you, I'm sorry guys, Bubba did it. I want you to wow them with your lucha libre maneuvers.
Really?
You guys have to. You're not even dressed to wrestle, man. You're wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt. But what are you doing here? Oh, you're gonna announce these guys. All right. Well, Pedro the Homo is gonna announce their opponents, and guys, good luck. I'm sorry, Americans aren't usually like this, unless their name's Chuck Robbins. Here you go. Yeah, this guy right here, he's iffy. I don't know. You wear underwear? Oh, you're gonna prove it, weren't you? All right, well, announce their opponents. And I'm gonna be over there selling t-shirts, but I will power you, I'd watch this match and maybe buy a t-shirt. Maybe. Good luck, Los Dagos.
You know, with the passing of Billy Mays, we needed a pitch man of this caliber.
Jimmy's best quality's always been subtlety. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Gambinos lost that loser leaves match. And we saw the Gambinos make a couple return appearances.
Their opponents, lightweight and a total weight of 315 pounds, wrestling out of Cleveland, Ohio. Here's the team of late night Nicki Valentino and the handicap hero, Gregory.
Nicki Valentino, late night, we've seen him in IWC before, as has Gregory Iron. And Iron and Valentino are a couple of individuals who are young, who are looking for a break. They're looking for an opportunity. They're looking to hit that next level. But keep in mind, Los Dagos appeared quite suspiciously last month in Clearfield. We found out the Gambinos were banned from the building and subsequently ejected after getting involved in a tag team match involving the Aeroform.
I still don't understand why you keep bringing up the Gambinos.
What do they have to do with either of the teams in the ring?
You're telling me you see no similarity?
Neither of them have blonde hair. I've never seen the Gambinos wear a zebra striped trunks. What are you talking about?
Not according to that team.
The Dagos? Los Dagos?
Los Dagos.
They're luchadors. Have you ever seen the Gambinos do any lucha? Any?
I haven't seen Los Dagos do any either.
I've seen what? You clearly do not watch the same tapes I do. They're huge
I don't watch
in
tapes.
AAA.
It's not the 1990s.
They're huge in AAA.
Are they?
You all, well, clearly
they're pretty
you've never
huge
been
here.
down to Mexico.
They're pretty huge here because I've never seen a 280-pound luchador before tonight.
You never saw, well, super porky.
Well, that ain't him, I'll tell you that.
No, it's Los Dagos. Uno?
Their names are HoseA and HoseB. Are you kidding me?
That makes sense.
It really doesn't. I went to IWCWrestling.com. Neither of those words were spelled correctly. Give me a break. There's no H in Jose.
Well, not the way you spell it, but so you get
can't
a certain,
deny, though, that
you get a certain amount of artistic license with a name, Joe. I think you need to stop being so judgmental.
The Gambinos were in Clearfield, no mask, no nothing, in the crowd. They got thrown out, and later that night, we saw two men that looked remarkably like the Gambinos in masks, teaming with Jimmy DeMarco. Now, not many people get along well with Jimmy DeMarco on a personal level.
Those two guys over there look like the Gambinos.
They do
that
not.
doesn't mean that they're the Gambinos.
Well, how would they have so much chemistry with a guy like Jimmy DeMarco?
Jimmy's easy to get along with.
Are we talking about the same guy?
Clearly.
We see, is that Jose or HoseB?
I think that's Jose.
Is it now? Nice arm drag by Gregory Iron. Up underneath Jose. Iron born with cerebral palsy that affects the right side of his body. You notice his hand and arm have limited movement. But despite that, despite growing up in a broken home, despite a near-fatal concussion at the start of his career, Iron has not let that stop his dream. A true inspirational story. And now it's Nicki Valentino and HoseB, wink wink. And Valentino with a Hurricane Rana. We saw Valentino several months ago in one of the Proving Ground matchups. He impressed management, was invited back for this matchup. And Bubba the Bulldog has dispatched Iron and Valentino with a mission. And that's prove that HoseA and HoseB are the Gambinos. Because we can speculate all we want. Obvious or not, there's no legal proof unless we see the mask taken off to expose their faces.
And what happens when you expose their faces and they're clearly not the Gambinos?
Well, then there's egg on the face of Bubba the Bulldog and a lot of us.
Do you know how disrespectful it is to remove a luchador's mask?
I do, but you know what? If it is the Gambinos, they're seeing jail time.
Over what?
They're banned from the company.
They are not the Gambinos.
Well, then they got nothing to worry about, then do they?
But if they lose their mask, they do. That is a huge amount of disrespect. They may not be able to wrestle down in AAA.
They're not even wearing custom masks. They bought these things at high spots or something. Give me a break.
Well, they're showing an homage to Rey Mysterio.
What
It's an homage.
The third generation of Rey Mysterio now?
Oh, well, no, they're not claiming to be relatives. They're just like
not. If I were Rey Mysterio, I had a relative named HoseB. I don't think I'd talk about it very much. Now, is there any rumors that Los Dagos have a moving company in Mexico? Is that true?
Not that I've heard.
Okay.
Maybe you know something I don't.
I'm not going to really delve into the Los Dagos name. It's a bit of a derogatory term if I'm correct, but it doesn't refer to a Mexican outside of Los.
Well,
and now Valentino's getting punished here. Great teamwork.
look at that.
All right, that's impressive. Lucha Libre style. I always wondered what referee Aaron Clayton would look like under a mask.
Sentai?
That's good. That's good. What do you think a referee would look like under a mask?
I have no idea. Probably a shadowy fella.
Oh, that's interesting. It's
But have you ever heard of a masked referee? That makes no sense.
oh no. Huge power slam by Hose the Bull B or Hose the Bull A or whatever.
There's no bull in their name.
Un baby bull.
And it'd be Toro in Spanish.
Yeah, Toro. Well, Valentino, not the most adept bullfighter right now. Matador, if you will.
Torito would be baby.
2N, no. So you know more about the culture than these guys do. I had to interview these guys.
I clearly do not.
I had to interview these guys in Clearfield after the show, and they were speaking to DeMarco in English, and DeMarco was still translating for me. Are you kidding me?
Well, no. You understood them? I can barely understand a word that comes out of their mouth.
I don't understand a word that comes out of your mouth. There's a sunset flip by Valentino for 2. And Valentino looking impressive as he may, but simply outsized thus far by Los Dagos.
You have to believe that that Bubba was looking to sort of fight fire with fire by bringing these two fast, quick competitors to come in against these luchadors.
Are you saying that with a straight face?
As straight as it gets, sunshine.
I will go
I'm
to
not
that.
gay.
We've seen 2 maneuvers that could be construed as vaguely reminiscent of the Lucha Libre style.
We've seen several.
Valentino kicking his way free.
I mean, they've been up here for, a couple weeks now. They probably absorbed some of the American indie style.
They're on an extended tour, right?
Possibly. I mean, I haven't got to tell. Why didn't you ask them that in your interview, smart guy?
I was too busy befuddled and flabbergasted. Let me ask you this. Okay. Is an undershirt and blue jeans regulation Lucha Libre attire?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Gregory Irons tagged in, the handicapped hero, the cerebral palsy.
This contest 5 minutes.
The cerebral palsy assassin, if you will. Assaulting both ungambinos, or whatever you want to call them.
HoseA and HoseB, Los Dagos.
Iron and Valentino very well put together for their size. I think they have a bright future here in IWC, but maybe not at the moment. It's a huge powerhouse.
Lariatos all around.
Lariatos. And Valentino went for a hurricane run. That's what he's got to do here. Sit out power bomb.
HoseA checks the mask before looking over at his partner.
A clothesline, and Iron gets a spine buster. Oh no. Not many men I've seen do this.
Oh.
Marshall Bull was one. I guess
Eddie Guerrero was another.
Not at that size, but a victory for the alleged fourth.
Here are your winners, the team of HoseA and HoseB, Los Dagos.
HoseA and HoseB?
Sure. We'll go with that. Are they the Gambinos? I'll leave it up to you at home to decide. We're not getting any answers here. But until the masks are taken off, there's no legal right to ban the building. And Bubba the Bulldog, olé everybody. Bubba the Bulldog gets foiled again. He doesn't have proof, quote unquote, that they're the Gambinos. So Los Dagos continue to march on here in IWC. Off and on for about the past year or so. One of the most respected veterans in the area. A man who's defeated everybody from Raven, Tommy Dreamer, the Sandman, CM Punk, and narrowly lost to the legendary Jerry the King Lawler, which stood 3 or 4 pile drivers from Lawler, the man that mastered that hold, before coming back to continue the fight. See Vega, the first ever 2-time IWC champion in company history as well.
Jimmy Vegas, the first wall to ever sprout legs and walk around. Look at the size of him.
Weighing at 235 pounds, and wrestling out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania, here's Sebastian!
We've seen Sebastian very impressive over the past several months with his very physical rivalry with Super Hentai over the Super Indy Championship in Sebastian's native Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Tonight, for the first time, Sebastian attempts to earn a rite of passage, so to speak. He ventures out of his hometown into IWC's hometown to hope to earn the right to become one of the regular competitors of the International Wrestling Cartel.
Well, he has a hell of a bite to chew with this, though. If you're gonna do this, go big or go home, and he certainly is going big with Vegas here.
And there's not many guys you can name over the past 5 years, 10 years or so that have been able to stand up to Jimmy Vegas, let alone come out on the winning end of a one-on-one contest. So this is a major test for Sebastian. Should Sebastian pull off a victory here, I think he's put the proverbial exclamation point on the end of the sentence as far as whether or not he belongs. But as far as I'm concerned, he's already proven that, taking Super Hentai to his limit on 3 separate occasions.
Very true, but really, you beat Jimmy Vegas, you're showing you belong anywhere, not just IWC.
That is true. We saw Hentai narrowly retain the Super Indy championship a couple of times against Sebastian. One of the times Sebastian thought he won the championship, but a technicality cost him of that honor. The third matchup between Sebastian and Hentai saw Sebastian gain a measure of retribution and gain the endorsement and respect of Hentai after that matchup, and you know that goes a long way in its own right.
It does, and it's no easy task to do. Hentai reserves his respect for those who earn it.
And Sebastian certainly did, but he had the advantage of the home field, so to speak. He had several hundred of his friends, family, and neighbors cheering him on. Now he's in uncharted waters. Now he's here in IWC, where men like Super Hentai are the heroes. But Sebastian very intelligently grounding the bigger man in the early moments.
I was going to say, this is a whole different match than what he is used to with Super Hentai. Super Hentai, an incredibly strong individual, but Vinny Vegas just has the size as well as the strength. It's a good game plan to try and keep him down as much as possible. So far, he's wrestling a very smart match. Although Vegas up to his feet, so.
You did say Jimmy Vegas, right?
Whoa.
To Vinny Vegas.
Who's Vinny Vegas?
I don't know. Okay. There's a armbar by Sebastian grounding Vegas. Former 2-time champion, as we mentioned, who is tangled with the best that's come in and out of Pittsburgh. And we haven't seen Vegas on a regular basis over these past few months. But you see Vegas got caught with a capo kick at the top of the head. I find it very interesting that Vegas has that hand covered, almost a mixed martial arts style covering, a glove on the right hand of Vegas, obviously his punching hand. That could come into play.
Very true.
And Sebastian hits the outside. They would put the brakes on, though. I don't know who this would favor on the outside, but right now Sebastian's got Vegas off guard.
Yeah, right now, Sebastian's the one standing, so clearly it favors him. I don't know that I would have pulled Vegas to his feet. I probably would have stomped on him for a bit, made him work to get back up. Actually, I probably would have ran for my life.
Oh! Sebastian able to spring in. That leg sweep right to the face of Jimmy Vegas. We saw Sebastian use that move with pinpoint precision in Clearfield, bringing it down to Elizabeth, now onto Vegas. Sebastian's held so many regional championships in smaller promotions, especially based about central Pennsylvania. He's appeared on WWE television back when Kurt Angle was doing his hometown challenges. So Sebastian's faced among the best as well. But it's Vegas who just elevates Sebastian. A deadlift released overhead suplex, and you can see the whiplash effect of Sebastian, not to mention the awkward landing.
Well, Jimmy Vegas wished him good luck at the beginning of the match because he knew he would need it. You can only have so much speed against Vegas before eventually he's going to counter it with power, and you saw it right there. Just tossed him right into that turnbuckle.
That's raw power exhibited by Vegas. It's always been what he's brought to the table, and it's always been his strong point. The one-arm bandit, the cha-ching slam. Vegas has always been amazingly put together, and we've seen him bulk up, we've seen him lean down, but no matter what, the strength has always been there.
Absolutely. And you can hear, I guess, the crowd getting behind Sebastian, the traders. Jimmy Vegas is IWC.
So is Sebastian, as far as I'm concerned, as far as Hentai is concerned. Vegas with a full Nelson slam. Straight up powers him down, muscles him down for 2. But I'll tell you what, these fans, they read IWCWrestling.com. They know about Sebastian's trials and tribulations with Hentai.
These fans don't know how to read. What are you talking about? At best, someone reads it to them.
Well, either way, they know about what Sebastian's been through at the hands of Super Hentai. We saw a darker Hentai, a more menacing Hentai. That's it.
A good kick to the head.
Here's your winner, Sebastian!
Sebastian caught Vegas off guard, completely dazed him with that roundhouse kick, and that did it. Vegas, the veteran, is in pain right now. He's hurt right now. And that speaks a lot to Sebastian over what Sebastian was able to do. Vegas fought his best fight, but Sebastian made his first appearance as an official member of the regular roster, out in a big way, pin a former heavyweight champion in 5 minutes.
We had been wondering about that hand, if that MMA style glove was maybe going to help him. It might have been covering an injury.
Would have been.
You can tell he's sort of cupping that hand to his body. He was checking it earlier. It looked like it was hurting him.
And we talked at the start of the segment about a rite of passage for Sebastian to earn the respect to IWC. He earned the respect of Hentai. You just saw there, begrudgingly, he earned the respect of Gina Vegas as well. Sebastian, one of the hottest new prospects on the IWC scene. And with the many taken to the limit and defeated, there's big things in the future for Sebastian.
Welcome to the game, kid. Welcome to the game.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. At stake will be the IWC Tag Team Championship.
Now, Jay Worth, this is a match that I've been looking forward to ever since it was announced a few weeks ago. Two of the most aerially inclined tag teams in the game today.
They weigh in at a total combined weight of 325 pounds. Wrestling out of Detroit, Michigan, here is Louis Lyndon and Flip Kendrick, Aeroform.
Straight to the East Lansing Dojo in Michigan. Louis Lyndon and Flip Kendrick don't just defy gravity, they outright disrespect it with their amazing maneuvers. Louis Lyndon brings the Kung Fu, the martial arts, the Kempo wear-off, and Flip Kendrick brings moves that you have never ever seen before. Tonight, this well-rounded team has competed everywhere from the Midwest to the East Coast to all the way in California and everywhere in between. Challenge for one of the most prestigious sets of tag team titles in the game today, IWC's Tag Team Crown. Indy, this past man, whoa, look out. We didn't give Facade and Gory much of a chance up against the longest reigning tag champion in IWC history, the 16-month reign of Aeroform. Few people gave Gory and Facade much of an opportunity for what I believe was their second match achievement. But these young athletes, long since misunderstood here in IWC, shocked the world and won the tag title and haven't looked back since.
Well, you know, to be fair, like you said, it was the second match together. You don't just throw a team together and put them against someone like the Irish Airborne. And yet, when you mix chemicals correct, sometimes you get the desired effect. These two have worked together incredibly. And has anyone noticed just how much flipping there's going to be in this match? Flipping ain't easy. Flip Kendrick. So far, we've seen about half a dozen flips into the ring. Well, flipping ain't easy.
for us, it's damn near impossible, but I think these four gentlemen are going to make it look a little easier than normal.
All these four guys together, you think who's next in the ring? Spider-Man? I
mean, something like that. Facade and Gory have probably worn those tag team champs. What about what we saw in Clearfield when they defended the tag team titles? The Buddy Moonsault, a double-assisted Quebrada, in-ring outside moonsault. They called it the Buddy Moonsault. Maybe we'll see that tonight.
Perhaps. Lord only knows what we're going to see tonight, Joe.
What do you think of Lewis Lyndon's hair? That's a little Farnsworth-esque.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, I got to be honest.
Well, enjoy it now. It's not going to be on for long.
Much like mine.
It's true as well.
I know you folks can't see, but I have retired the crown of probable sex that I was wearing.
Yeah.
I went from rock star to professor today.
So a few months from now, right?
Yeah.
Lewis Lyndon and Michael Facade. And these guys have a lot in common. They both study the Japanese style, the Japanese culture. They have fancy footwork. They may be the most evenly matched up athletes on this entire roster, top to bottom.
Hold on here.
And there you see it, going headband for headband. A little bow. And they're bringing it the martial arts. East Lansing Dojo versus the COC. And we ended a complete stalemate.
A little argument over who should let go of the leg.
So are they going to attempt to wrestle with his hair on?
Hey, if Facade can do it, why can't he?
Well, because Facade's hair is attached to him.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I could have swore that was a weave.
Literally looks like something out of a 1970s movie. I'm waiting for Rudy Ray Moore to come out.
Afros, Max, and Zodiacs, my brother.
Lyndon in control. Both these men are expert flyers, but they're going through a feeling out process in the early moments. Before you go high risk, you got to get a feel of what your opponent brings to the table.
You have to figure out just what style they bring.
And what
Crane, Tiger.
Right, and what their specific strategies for this matchup as well.
True.
This could be a game of can you top this before it's all said and done. All four of these men are used to being the definitive high flyer in their matchup. They can't say that here this evening. The front headband goes. Lyndon keeps his cranium accessories. Facade with a heel kick. And now, we're down to brass tacks.
Oh, there went the hair. Flip Kendrick doing the Jay Worthington Farnsworth imitation. Losing 5 pounds of hair and just like that.
Tagging to Flip Kendrick. Referee assigned to this match is Aaron Clayton. He'll have his work cut out for him. Control here. Facade sweeps the legs of Kendrick. Oh! Went for a single Quebrada, half a Buddy Moonsault. So, D-salt, but didn't work. Flip Kendrick. Keeps the pace quick while Facade's off guard. Facade able to reverse up and over in the corner. Flip Kendrick creates the distance and baits Facade in with a drop toe hold.
You'll notice Kendrick actually got, oh my God. He actually got both legs with that drop toe hold, which is unusual unless you're wrestling someone as nimble and agile as the Bomber, in which case make sure he falls down, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. With a 1.5 into a leg drop by Kendrick. Beautifully done. Again, seamless motion by really all four of these athletes. A beautiful tag by Facade. One fell swoop, the offensive move with the drop kick into the exchange, going in with the splash, and Kendrick had no idea who or what was coming next.
Beauty of the blind tag, Joe.
Absolutely. Gory snaps off the other Hurricane Rana. Very nicely done.
Shades of HoseA.
Oh, get out of here. Dug on the clothesline. An Aeroform. They trap Gory in enemy territory. And drop kicks from both sides. Sandwiches Gory. Nowhere to go. This could be all. And Aeroform could make a major statement, become a regular tag team here in IWC if they can knock off the tag team champions.
This is not a a tag match, correct. I'm sorry, this is not a title match. I said tag.
It is a tag title match.
It is a well. If they knock off the champs, aren't they the champs?
Yes.
Well then,
that's my point.
Well, you're saying like if they get a victory over the champs, well, they'd be the champs. Of course, that would be huge.
We've seen many
That's
guys.
That's like saying gold, shiny, and pretty, Joe. Of course.
We've seen many.
Tell the people something they don't know.
We've seen many guys.
Joe, would you let me talk?
Come into IWC, win championships when they were not a regular part of this company, and have that change the entire dynamic. We've seen Saban do it, Delirious did it, Johnny Gargano did it. So many others have done it. Jerry Lynn, Aeroform could be added to that list. Southern Comfort, Smothers and Hammer, a whole host of guys. One championship to solidify their mark in IWC. Ricky Reyes is another. Aeroform could join the list. That's all I'm saying. Come on, Gory.
I don't follow.
Lewis Lyndon tagged in now.
Oh.
Muda like Deathlock, who just has to step over toe hold and bridges up with a neck. Pressure put at both ends of the body of Jason Gory, and that could be an easy submission, especially with the flexibility of Lewis Lyndon. He can get a lot of torque bending back.
5 minutes left on this contest.
Gory trying to turn over, does get the ropes. Smart, understood his ring positioning there.
And again, flexibility, agility. Normally Michael Facade is the best at the neck bridges, the neck strength. How nimble you are, as you mentioned earlier. Facade has competition in that regard as well. So evenly matched.
Oh!
Beautiful trap DDT by Gory. Gory was able to hook his own foot around the leg of Lyndon, trap him, sweep the leg, so Lyndon had even more velocity. He came down on top of his head. That's perfectly done by Gory.
Brings his own weight down on top of himself with that DDT.
And the tag is into the bomber. The Suburban Terrorist now unloads on Lewis Lyndon.
And a big kick. You can tell that the bomber right now is really into this. Finally finding his groove in the match. He's happy to be in the ring as opposed to standing on the side. Great kick.
Facade tries to knock that thigh muscle once again, and then go down with the enziguri kick right to the external occipital protuberance, and the tag into Jason Gory. And it's seamless motion. They neutralize Kendrick and double team Lyndon. All of Gory's body weight down onto the back between the shoulder blades. Facade with a springboard bulldog. A lateral press could be all 2.5.
A springboard where he sprung in from the outside, dodged the top rope to land on the second rope for the bulldog. That takes an amount of dexterity that I can't even begin to describe to you idiots.
And Flip Kendrick in the ring. We have Flip Kendrick the worse for wear though. Here comes Gory. Referee Aaron Clayton, way too passive here. Get somebody out of it.
Not initiating a count, he's just trying to get him out.
Lyndon ends up with the enziguri. Back to Facade, and again, eye for an eye, tit for tat. Now it's Aeroform center of the ring.
Giving them a chance to rest and recover.
Airborne.
Flippin' ain't easy, staying outside.
Lyndon and Kendrick will live up to their name here. Aeroform, take to the air. Springboard moonsault collides with a guardrail. Nobody landed well in that exchange, but Lyndon is up. That's the desire to want to be an IWC Tag Team Champion.
If you leave it all in the ring, or at least around the ring, as in the case of Aeroform.
I can't even begin to predict what this is going to be from Flip Kendrick. Flip Kendrick star to the outside. Flip Kendrick flips the script.
Flipping ain't easy, unless you're Flip Kendrick. I heard that was awesome.
I think that rumor's pretty true.
Yeah.
It's validation. No one, at least in this promotion, I dare you to find any other, can do what Flip Kendrick can do.
Well, I can do that.
Not when you're sober, pal. Lyndon,
You didn't qualify it.
the paddle counter roll. Oh! Put the brakes on. The knee strike. Again, a striking game. It's even here. Modified victory roll. Lyndon got 2.5.
An impressive victory roll in that he stacked him right up on his neck. He didn't try and take him from his back up onto his shoulders. He just planted him down on his shoulders. Makes it much harder to try and shift your weight.
Right. Lyndon sent to the outside. Awkward landing. Could have tweaked an ankle out there. Facade, again, knotting up those thigh muscles. You can't run, you can't fly. But Kendrick, a step ahead of Facade. Facade didn't see where Kendrick was, so when Facade went to leap off backwards, Kendrick just drove the back of Facade's head down. When you jump onto those ropes, you're waiting for that spring back. What happened was when Kendrick landed on that rope, it takes you out of your rhythm. He didn't know what to do, and that gave him the time to jump off with what looked like a neck breaker out of that. You want to talk about rhythm? Uh-oh. Flips on top again. Oh! I don't even know how many revolutions, and it would have been new tag champions. It would have been a tag team revolution if not for Gory making the save. Lewis Lyndon making a mistake. They're not keeping an eye on Gory. He should have been there to cut him off. Instead, he was watching his partner, waiting for the win. A tag. Lyndon back in. You got to believe that high-risk move by Kendrick took a lot out of Kendrick, too. Facade with a wheelbarrow. Elevated lung blower. Into the back. Check out the neck bridge. But Kendrick with a save. An Aeroform are lucky that Flip Kendrick was paying attention there. That could have been 3 real easy. You can hear the respect. Flippin' ain't easy. Sandwich Kendrick with the enziguri. And now what? It's time for the bloody moonsault, Farnsworth. I'm a fan of buddies. I'm a fan of moonsaults. More bang for your buck. Oh, funny moonsault. Facade on top. Flippin' ain't easy. Retain the titles in a hell of an encounter.
Here are the winners and still IWC Tag Team Champions, Jason Gory and Michael Apollo Facade. Flippin' ain't easy.
What more can be said, Farnsworth? Check out these ringside fans as they give this matchup a standing ovation, and justifiably so. 4 of the most awe-inspiring aerialists, awe-inspiring athletes of any genre don't find anywhere, and they gave it their all here tonight. It was a hell of a test for the champs when they passed the flying colors. Although, honestly, what a great performance by Aeroform as well. I tell you what, I want to see a lot more of Aeroform here in IWC, especially in the tag team division. But they can be formidable with anybody. I'll tell you what, Flip Kendrick, Lewis Lyndon, we'll see a lot more of them. But right now, it's the moment of the sun for Michael Facade and Jason Gory. Winning this match wasn't easy, flipping ain't easy, but they retained, I should say, the tag team title.
Chuck Roberts, I gotta get your thoughts tonight, sir. You've got to have a major case for the butterflies.
Butterflies, are you kidding me? Look at these. Matt, hey. DeMarco! DeMarco, come here! What am I gonna do about this? Okay, Matt, thanks. I don't think you understand. Jimmy, no, I mean, what am I gonna do about...
Shiima does it all the time. You just use these socks. That's all you need. Socks.
Seriously, dude. You think this is gonna work?
I know it's gonna work. Sweeney will get here, it's gonna work. Don't worry. Just put those boots on now. You're gonna need them.
The following singles contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit, and it will determine who will receive the man advantage in our War Games main event later on this evening. Introducing first, he weighs in at 230 pounds, wrestling out of Bridgewater, Virginia. Here is Brandon Dagos.
very interesting to see Chuck Roberts in that steel cage environment a little bit later on this evening. They have a plan. Will it work? I have my doubts, but we will see. On the way through right now is Brandon Day, a man who's been hired by the fabulous John McChesney. And there's going to be important implications into this matchup that's going to be here later on tonight. The winner of this matchup is going to decide the man advantage for the War Games match, the main event. Brandon Day is fighting for Team Big League, Team John McChesney. His opposition will be introduced in a moment, fighting for Team DeMarco. And I'll tell you this, War Games is so important to have that man advantage. Two men will start, and in equally timed intervals, a new man will come in from alternating teams. But one team, for a period of 2 minutes, will have a 2-on-1 advantage and a 3-on-2 advantage. So it's getting very difficult to battle back from those odds. So this matchup really almost as important as War Games itself, as Brandon Day faces action.
Whoever loses the advantage essentially has a handicap match for how many minutes? What, like 10, 15 minutes?
Something like that.
Representing Team DeMarco, he weighs in at 285 pounds, wrestling out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He is the East Coast Killer, Radford.
Radford was supposed to meet John McChesney in Clearfield. However, McChesney said Clearfield was beneath him. He was too big league, and he hired Brandon Day to fill his spot. Radford came back and said, that's not right. I'm going to save myself for you, McChesney. I'm going to save myself an account. Instead, we're going to give an opportunity to one of the young kids training with IWC, young Kingsley, who gave it his all against Brandon Day. It was Brandon Day who got the victory. Tonight, Radford and Day battle the matchup we thought we were going to see a month ago. And it's important stakes because Radford can stick it to McChesney with a win over Brandon Day here and give McChesney a decided disadvantage into the War Games cage match.
Absolutely.
Senior official Bobby Williams presiding over this matchup. And Brandon Day, a great young athlete, a young veteran, 10-year pro, trained in various styles of amateur professional wrestling.
Hot damn, that is Bobby Williams. I haven't seen him around in like a year.
Really? Where have you been? I won't even get into where Steve Coulter disappeared. Steve Radford on the right hand of Day.
Holy crap, where the hell is Steve Coulter?
Brandon Day is seeking some refuge under the bottom rope right now. Brandon Day has competed against some of the best this world has to offer as well, based out of the Virginia area. But someone who certainly caught the eye of John McChesney when it came to both loosely and tightly forming his allies for Team Big League. You've seen McChesney work with Cable in the past. You've seen McChesney work with a number of others, of course, Jon Bolen, the late. And McChesney said the Clearfield's beneath him, but McChesney's going to be in Clearfield a month from now, and he's going to be in a fans bring the weapons match. So if he survives tonight, it's not going to get any better. But right now, how is Brandon Day going to survive against former IWC champion, East Coast Killer, and decided enemy of John McChesney and friend of DeMarco and Chuck Roberts, Dean Radford?
Well, there's one way. Get him out of the ring. Take him down to your level. Oh, I don't know that I'd try and brawl with Dean Radford.
No, I'd say on the outside favors Dean Radford quite well, but Day outsmarts it.
And wow, and really, if you're going to try and beat Dean Radford, that's your best bet. Outsmarting him.
And keep in mind that ring post is not rounded; it's not a cylinder. There are edges on that post that can dig into your skin and do all the more damage than just a regular solid steel post.
And it is a solid steel post. As a person who has carried one of those around, I can tell you just how heavy and solid they are.
Basement dropkick, baseball slide style by Brandon Day. You got to believe there's going to be a cash bonus from McChesney should Brandon Day come out on top.
Yeah, you got to figure there was a certain percentage up front, and then the rest coming as a bonus if Day's able to get the win on there.
A little security deposit, in other words.
Exactly. Some upfront money.
Well, it's Radford who has Brandon Day down at the moment. Radford has always had great agility for a man his size.
Absolutely.
Radford with the leg drop. Beautifully done for 2-0.
You would normally say it's unusual to see a man of Radford's size get up to the top rope, but he has always flown with the agility of a man much smaller.
Only about 6'2" or 3", 260 pounds. Big guy going for the Radicator. Gotta believe Brandon Day has this scouted.
Day has just concentrated all of his offense, it seems, on Radford's head.
Beautiful reverse neck breaker.
Rung his bell early and just stayed on it. Smart move, dropping his knees right at the base of the skull.
I'll tell you what, we saw Dave beat Kingsley a month ago with something he calls the cutthroat clutch. It's a variation of a cobra clutch and a camel clutch, pretty much in synergy together. And that's one of his pet moves. And now he's got in the... Come on! Forgive it!
What?
You like to yell cravat a lot.
I'm sorry, I was putting my order in for a pretzel.
Oh, get out of here. Yeah, I'm trying to make your gimmick not be gay, and you go, Mr. Cravat.
My life, what gimmick? Shut up, Joe!
Radford hits hard in the buckle.
Gimmick? It's not a...
Your public persona. I'm trying to, make it more friendly.
I'm hella friendly. I'm friendly, you creep.
Jeez. So the point is that cravat and all that neck damage setting up for that cutthroat clutch that Brandon Day has used a number of times in the past. Brandon Day, I believe, is undefeated in IWC. I believe he's 2-0. He beat Dustin Reyes in a proving ground match back at CCAC.
Oh, yeah.
And can you believe the impact that Radford hit the corner, bouncing off the candy?
You saw the whole ring shake. The ropes are still shaking. That's a lot of momentum for the ring to try and absorb. I'm not gay. Why? I don't even. Why you'd even think that? Why would even bring that up?
Maybe you should attend some of those Eric Lee Schwab.
This contest 5 minutes.
Eric Lee Schwab spiritual cleansing lessons, or whatever it is he's been doing. Whatever kind of sick Kool-Aid he's been feeding people and drinking himself. More on him later. And he's a sick human being.
Did you just call him a moron?
No.
I will tell him you said that.
More on that later. But now it's the issue is Radford and Day with a sidestep. Next with a forearm.
Right to the head.
Day gets that momentum behind him. You're not going to outstrike Dean Radford blow for blow standing on your feet. You need that extra momentum behind you.
Absolutely. Although, again, smart, concentrating all of his shots to the head. Not wasting time trying to wear down a body part or slow him down by taking out a leg. He realizes the weak spot he has, and he's zeroing in on it, dialing in on his head.
Radford pushes Day off, and I think he might be going up top. Radford likes to go elbow. Nobody home on that exchange. And Radford a very hard landing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here it is. There's that cutthroat clutch, Farnsworth. He's got him. That's going to be it.
He has it sunk in deep.
Will Radford tap out? I can't remember Dean Radford ever tapping out. But you see,
does he have the arms brought through? That's the only...
A lot of pressure on that lower back, though, as well. Cinching back. No space between Day's body and Radford.
They have it. No.
And that's the first in itself. Oh. You hear that impact. Hose like 2-0. But Radford continues to fight on. Fighting on for Jimmy DeMarco, for Chuck Roberts, for Larry Sweeney, for his friends.
And you can see Day is getting frustrated.
I think Day is getting near what he perceives as the end.
He's going down now.
I gotta tell you, it's a mistake for Day to be drawn with these idiot fans.
Oh, double spring. His variation of the best moonsault ever. But Radford counters. And now it's time to feel Radication. King DeMarco gonna have the one-man advantage in War Games for the 2-minute period.
He's waiting. He should be pinning him. What's he doing?
Radford enjoying the moment, seeping in the moment. What are you doing?
He's taking his tape off.
Haven't won yet. I'm gonna choke him. Insult to injury to McChesney, maybe? That's smart.
I have no idea what's going. This is a new strategy if I've ever seen one.
He's
just bailing.
Well, what? I don't get it. Why is he leaving?
Well, he hasn't left. He's just standing there.
He hadn't pinned him yet. I mean, he's got to know what's at stake here. There's the War Game spot.
Billy Walters is counting.
No, but listen, Chuck Roberts on this team, Sweeney's first match back. I mean, if Team Bailey has an advantage on top of all this, he's got to know this. Is he sabotaging Team DeMarco? Why would he do it? What the hell?
Team IWC. There are a lot easier ways to do it. He didn't have to go through an entire match. There's definitely something deeper going on here.
He lost on purpose.
Yeah, but he lost on purpose after beating Brandon Day down.
War Games! It's War Games time! Dean Radford! Dean Radford! Thank you so much! You gave me and my team the advantage tonight, Dean. You are the best. Thank you so much. It's War Games time, and Chuck is going down. Thank you, Dean. Thank you.
Dean Radford, what is the deal? You can give McChesney the advantage for tonight's War Games. What is the deal?
If you're smart, you get out of my face.
Hey! Did Bubba put you up to this? Did Bubba put you up to this? What was that about? You had it beat. You had him done. What are you doing?
6 months ago, I came back here to my home, IWC. You know, Chuck, this isn't the same IWC that I built. So it's time for me, the East Coast Killer, to go into business for me.
Dean, Dean, come on, let's go to the back. Come on, Dean. Dean.
The following four-corner scramble matchup is scheduled for one fall and will determine the #1 contender to the IWC Super Indy Championship. Introducing first, he weighs in at 170 pounds, wrestling out of Mexico City, Mexico. Here is Samuray Del Sol.
I can't believe what we just heard from Dean Radford in the back. A man who's always been about IWC. He's sweat, he's bled, he's paid the price for IWC. But now, with the changing of the guard this year, Dean Radford says it's not the same anymore. Dean Radford said there's been too many cakes in business for himself. We're going to pursue that story. On the way to the ring right now, Samuray Del Sol on the way. A man who has extensive experience on Mexican television, for AAA, for CMLL. Samurai of the Sun is how his name literally translates. A lot of Mexican symbolism in what he believes a high flyer should be, a samurai should be. Combines the styles very, very well. 5'5", 170 pounds.
I understand he flew in with the Dagos.
Stop it. From Mexico City. Defeated a lot in the Midwest lately.
Introducing combatant #2. He weighs in at 165 pounds. Wrestling out of Rochester, New York. He is the former ECW superstar, Colin.
He would actually be the former WWE superstar. These shows call ECW, but I digress. Colin Delaney, however, he calls himself ECW because he finds himself to be a, quote, extremely cute wrestler. Do you find Colin Delaney, Mr. Farnsworth, to be cute?
Well, I wouldn't qualify him as that, but I mean, that's because I'm not gay.
Are you, okay, I'd heard that once or twice. But Colin is looking good. He's happy to be here. And he could be #1 contender to the Super Indy title after tonight. We saw him back at Super Indy 9 this past spring, advanced to the second round. How will he fare tonight?
Introducing combatant number 3. He weighs in at 220 pounds. Wrestling out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here is a Logan Shulo.
Logan with what might be his best friend, the mic stand coming out with.
Shulo gets a sense of power, a sense of confidence in that mic stand, and it also helps to be used blatantly and flagrantly as a foreign object. We've seen a lot of history between Logan Shulo and Johnny Gargano surrounding that mic stand, dating back to even before Super Indy this past spring, where the mic stand helped Logan Shulo become a #1 contender to the Super Indy title tonight.
Introducing our final combatant. He weighs in at 210 pounds. Wrestling out of Cleveland, Ohio. He is the whole shebang, Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano, the whole shebang, fought his heart out at Super Indy 9, made it all the way to the final round. However, at the end, when it was all said and done, through a match of Avril and Shiima Xion, well, we saw Johnny Gargano fall to the Filipino Flex Factory. We saw Shiima Xion emerge victorious in Super Indy. Gargano was left laying in a crumpled heap as Shiima Xion revealed the deception that played a part in him capturing the championship. We'll see that come to a head later tonight with Super Hentai. But you cannot argue Gargano, Shulo, and Delaney's worth to the Super Indy title. And Samuray Del Sol, his debut here in IWC, track record speaks for himself in the upper Midwest, Wisconsin, Illinois, that type of area. Has competed for Lucha Boom, which is a very high-profile Lucha Libre-based promotion in the West Coast. Del Sol's wrestling guys have competed Williams, like Jerry Lynn. And only natural we see him here in IWC.
And it looks like Pedro walked away with the mic stand. I don't know how Logan Shulo is going to feel about that.
That could be suspect.
Oh.
Series of roll-ups. One fall here, as each man looking to finish this matchup off quickly. Winner will face Shiima Xion or Super Hentai for the championship at a date to be determined. And Shulo hits the outside early on. Gargano beats Shulo in the first round. Delaney neutralizes Shulo early on. And it's Gargano and Samuray Del Sol center of the ring.
You've done your research here, correct, Joe? Oh, would you say that Logan has the size advantage on all of these men?
Actually, he absolutely would. He's got size, he's got power. Shulo may not have the momentum. Look at this. Samuray Del Sol catches himself, but Shulo right from behind. We saw Shulo in a great performance in Clearfield. He was able to overcome Mike Seidel, the brother of WWE star Evan Bourne, formerly known as Matt Seidel. I'll tell you what, Seidel has tremendous athleticism, tremendous positive attitude. It's a testament, a feather in the cap of Shulo that he was able to compete with him.
Absolutely. Yeah. The Seidels are no slouch to the wrestling game. However, neither is Logan Shulo.
Not at all. Shulo brings a different dynamic to this matchup.
I want to point out, Colin Delaney, they're at the edge of the edge. Clearly, you can just watching, waiting, biding his time here.
Very, very cerebral. There you go. I don't know. Hope we had a shot of that a moment ago, but Colin just creeping his eyes above the ring apron. And notice the smart move Colin did. He took Shulo out of the matchup, out of the ring, I should say. So it's just Colin and one opponent. Easy way to potentially catch a quick pin. But Gargano on the left side of the hard camera doing the same thing. Gargano waiting for a spot. Handspring, Gargano pushes Delaney out of the way. And over with a confident release suplex. Nicely done.
Full rotation, dropped him right on his chest. You know, you got to believe this kind of insanity with the tagging and the almost lucha style of goings on. Colin Delaney, who made his bones in Takara, would probably be one of the people most used to this pace of match and this quick changing of opponents. Yeah, would you give him the advantage of something like this?
To an extent, we got to keep in mind also 2-0. Let's all these pinfalls here. First of all, it's Delaney on top now for a moment as both men trying to catch each other off guard. Delaney, current and former Chikara competitor. Gargano, a current Chikara competitor as well. And Samuray Del Sol, well, Chikara uses the Lucha Libre influence. Samuray Del Sol compete on straight-up Lucha Libre shows.
Very true.
So really, Logan Shulo has to dictate this pace to a more American power style, so he's in his element. He's really the only guy who's outmatched in this element. Colin Delaney looks to put on about 5 or 10 more pounds of muscle since we've last seen him. He's in good shape right now. Obviously, Colin was never known for the bodybuilder physique. He's prepared to go. He's got some muscle, got some strength.
Oh, as was demonstrated right there with that kick.
Oh, Del Sol able to push off. Like Colin finds himself on the outside precariously. The clothesline down the satellite head scissors. Del Sol has an advantage right now. Great showing so far.
Absolutely. Del Sol has a nice combination of speed and yet power.
Spear.
Right into the spear.
It's hard to believe Del Sol just about 8 or 9 months ago actually was on the shelf with a broken leg. He's made an amazing recovery. Beautiful DDT by Gargano. And Gargano, who came so close to Super Indy prominence, but so far away. Colin made it to the second round. Colin could be a guy, capture championship, really up his presence. Colin was connected with a knee right to Shulo's face. Elevated Shulo for a hip lock, but didn't rotate him. Dropped him down to the knee, nicely done. And Colin's the only man standing.
The action going so fast, it's very tough to call. Delaney once again outside and, I'm sorry, Gargano outside and resting. I'm getting confused here, so many people.
Either resting or trying to shake the cobwebs. I think we've gone past the respite period. This match is broken down. Colin with the point of the elbow to the side of the head, almost mixed martial arts style. Can really throw off somebody's equilibrium very easily like that, and that takes away so much of their offense.
I just want to point out, Pedro now cutting you off just as Chuck used to cut me off.
It all comes full circle here at IWC Caged Fury.
Thank you, Pedro. Thank you.
Colin Delaney, almost a modified abdominal stretch. More low to the ground, which gives Delaney more weight to put over top of Del Sol and ride Samuray Del Sol with.
Stretching out that right side, pulling apart that interstitial cartilage of the ribs.
Inner who now?
Interstitial.
The intercostals. Samuray Del Sol breaks the grasp. Ran right into the knee of Colin Delaney.
And Logan doing what he does best, just putting the boots to him, beating him back to the corner.
Oh yeah.
You know, the best way to counter speed is to just pound the guy down.
Oh, without a doubt.
And now Johnny Gargano actually taking advantage of Samuray Del Sol, making his way to the floor.
And check out Colin though, showing he's got some power to his shots as well. This is dangerous, a dangerous move by Gargano. They're brawling on the outside. Colin could get a quick pin here, and no one would even notice.
Very true. So could Shulo, to be fair.
Well,
there's still a lot of fight left in the kid.
Right now, Colin though, lateral press, doesn't look at the leg though. You need all the power you can get, all the leverage you can get when you got a guy like Shulo down.
Absolutely. Knee right across the bridge of the nose.
Extremely cute knee.
You call it how you see it, I'll call it how I see it. I just saw a knee.
Colin tells me. Knife edges. Oh, but Shulo's going to win the striking game. But watch Gargano from behind a southpaw. Gargano didn't have the power that Shulo did, but it caught Shulo off guard, that's for sure.
See what happens when you play to the idiots? You
well,
get
in
caught.
some cases, yes.
Oh,
big collision. Gargano able to take Shulo down because Gargano had that momentum.
I think he was looking for more of an arm strike there, but it just ended up shoulder blocking him down.
Hey, whatever works at this point.
Amen. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't gone for a shot to the mommy daddy button.
And Gargano with a Facade to the outside.
Because you want to neutralize size. Best way to do it, shot to the yam bag.
That's true, but I think Gargano's out to prove something else.
And by me saying that, IWC now owes Kaz $1. So I'm sure Chuck will be cutting that check.
Well, I'll tell you what though, Gargano, keep in mind, Gargano objected when Shulo tried to use the mic stand back when they were partners. So Gargano doesn't want to see it end like that. Oh God! Samuray Del Sol made contact with Gargano, but he overshot.
10 minutes gone by this contest, 10 minutes.
Overshot his target and just hit, I think maybe starting him first on that guardrail. That's dangerous.
Yeah, he landed about right around the nipples on that guardrail. Honestly, the fans in the front row are lucky that's there. Otherwise, I don't know that they'd be still watching the match.
There wasn't a lot that could slow up the momentum. Del Sol climbing back into the ring barely. You can tell that's more guts than brains. Sunset flip, but Shulo now in.
And now Shulo hooking the legs.
And Del Sol hung on to the pin combination, and he paid for it. So now he's sitting on Del Sol and pulling back on Delaney and basically sandwiching both men. And Gargano not going to help Adam. The Dragon Sleeper. And everybody's getting it now.
And now, Shulo's released the legs.
Well, Shulo had to break the hold to save himself.
True.
And now we paired off Del Sol and Delaney.
Shulo and Gargano.
Del Sol and Delaney can't even stand, but they still want to fight.
Palm strike from Del Sol.
Those are right to the heart. Those are intricately placed. Part of his samurai persona there. He wants to stop the heart of his opponent momentarily. And now Shulo having an issue with referee Eric Clayton. Not sure about what. Del Sol a little high risk, but taking way too much time.
They've sort of cut the ring in half, each one working a corner. Oh.
Whoa! Shulo.
Did you see that leap?
That's amazing. You wouldn't expect that out of a guy that's about 6'3", but Shulo did it and was able to crash down on Del Sol very impactfully.
And it looks like Del Sol is bleeding from the impact of that dive into the barriers.
Not surprised, but testament to Del Sol that he is not discontinuing this match. He's the easiest one to pin, and credit to these three athletes that know it, and they're trying to steal it. Because Del Sol, forget 100%, I don't even think he's 50% right now. He may be going on just instinct.
Yeah, honestly. You gotta believe that every breath has to hurt him at this point. Have you ever had a chest injury?
No, not a bad severe.
You start breathing very shallow.
Oh, yeah.
And that's fine if you're sitting or laying down, but while you're trying to compete, makes everything almost impossible.
No, man.
So really, I'm impressed that he is continuing, even though right now he is laying there probably wondering why on earth he ever thought about diving into steel.
I'll tell you, if he's got a broken sternum, every single breath has got to be shooting agony all throughout his body. But Shulo, there you see the massive Shulo comes in there and hands the counter to DDT. Delaney still snaps it off. Colin could do this too, and no. We haven't seen Mr. Gargano in quite some time.
Yeah, but he's there at the end again. He's there at the side,
DDT. I sold for two.
Gargano saw he had to, Del Sol had his back to him, took the opportunity.
Gargano is a very young thinking man's wrestler.
15 minutes gone by in this contest, 15 minutes.
Buckle bomb by Gargano. Shades of the Ring of Honor World Champion. Now Gargano can add his own flavor. He's having trouble with his own equilibrium. You see the it's taken. And for the second time, Del Sol is faulted into another hard object. This time it's that hard turnbuckle pad. And Shulo saves the day for himself.
Honestly, I'm very impressed with Shulo. For the short time he's been wrestling, he is acting like a veteran in that ring, keeping an eye on who's pinning who, keeping an eye on where he is in the ring, picking his opponents and his shots very carefully.
Since Shulo's adopted this rock star-like mindset, where he's the front man and it's all about him, he's had so much success and confidence. Like Gargano, what is it? Looks like a variation of maybe a triangle choke for a minute.
Possibly an arm bar.
Yeah. A counter. And now both men just jogging for position on the mat. And Shulo almost collides with the official. And Del Sol and Delaney to the outside.
Del Sol is just deranged. Why would you jump out of the ring again after that?
Well, he wanted to get rid of Delaney. That'll change his chances of winning from 25 to 33 percentage points. But I think Samuray hurt himself on the way down.
And Gargano up top.
And Shulo, I think, landed jaw first on Gargano's knee.
He did.
That's uniquely you. Gargano's won many a match with it. And Gargano's won tonight.
Here is your winner, and now the #1 contender to the IWC Super Indie Championship, the whole shebang, Johnny Gargano!
Johnny Gargano has history, and bad history, with both Super Hentai and Shiima Xion. Whoever survived the cage match later tonight, well, a visit to an old rival. We saw Hentai Gargano collide in Super Indie 8 very unceremonious circumstances. Gargano and Shiima closed us out at Super Indie 9, and that is not finished. Gargano will face one of these men to the Super Indie Championship. Del Sol, Delaney, and Shulo prove their worth in the Super Indie division. But Gargano has a chance to regain the Super Indie title. He had to forfeit due to injury some 2 years ago. The whole shebang will be back on top of the gold very soon.
Congratulations to Johnny Gargano, and a great effort from everyone else.
Okay, don't go anywhere. In this moment here on this DVD, the cages go up and the series begins. Is that my press?
Okay, I'll admit, I've been a little quiet. It's been about 3 months now, and I've never addressed the things I said or did at the end of Super Indie 9 back in May. And I gotta be honest, I went too far. Absolutely, I went too far. I never should have thrown the Super Indie Championship on the ground and called it nothing more than a local wrestling championship, because that's just not true. Winning this title was one of the biggest moments of my career, but it was bittersweet. Bittersweet like, I don't know, like having sex. Hot, sweaty, passionate, perverted sex with the girl of your dreams. Only to find out that she had contracted AIDS a year before that. And what I mean by that is, this title should be one of the most prestigious championships in all of independent wrestling. But Super Hentai, you've turned this title into the equivalent of a rape victim. It's damaged goods. And I find it kind of funny and a little sad that the man who originally put this title on the map is the same guy who has killed all of its credibility. I remember watching you, Hentai, winning the original Super Indie Championship. You put this title on the map and gave it its reputation. And fast forward to Super Indie 8. I watched you win the tournament a second time in the most uninspired, unmotivated, just downright pathetic Super Indie Tournament final that I have ever seen. So you tell me, what changed between then and now? I don't know. But I think you need to remember that championships don't make the wrestler. Wrestlers make the championship, Super Hentai. And now that I'm the Super Indie Champion, it's my job to restore the credibility of the Super Indie Championship and return it to the prominence that it deserves. I know I'm being harsh right now. I know you're my trainer. I'm being a little harsh, right? I can't help it. I'm just passionate. Something you haven't been in quite some time, Hentai. You think of yourself as some respected vet in the area? I think I might be more of a respected vet than you are at this point. Winning this title, this has defined your whole career. This is the highlight of your career. Well, guess what? It's just a footnote in mine because I've done everything that you've done, plus more, and I've done it in half the time. So why don't you tell me who's more respected out of the two of us? You've lost your passion. And why? Why have you lost your passion? What happened to it? You've lost your passion for professional wrestling. You've lost your passion for this title. You've lost your passion for yourself. Let me tell you something. You better find that passion. You better find it before you step into that cage on Saturday. Because I am begging you. I am begging you, Hentai. Just do me one favor. One favor before you step into that cage. Find the old Hentai. Find the old Super Hentai and bring him to Caged Fury. The Super Hentai that won the original Super Indie Championship. The Super Hentai that toured Japan. The Super Hentai that could have been someone in this industry. The Super Hentai that could hang with Shiima Xion in 2010. You find that Hentai if he's lying dormant somewhere inside of your soul. Find that Hentai and bring him to Caged Fury, because I'm looking for a fight. I'm looking for a challenge, Hentai. So bring your best. But it doesn't matter what you bring, because it will never, ever be enough to get this title away from me.
To that man right there, the defending Super Indie Champion is in, as he prepared for cage match 1 of 3.
The following steel cage contest will be for the IWC Super Indie Championship. And the only way to win is to escape the cage, either over the top or through the door, and both feet touch the floor. Introducing first, the champion. He weighs in at 180 pounds, wrestling out of the Philippines. He is your reigning and defending IWC Super Indie Champion, Shiima Xion!
Shiima Xion, part underneath the mask. Super Hentai out of Super Indie 9. Super Hentai out of going coast to coast, winning the championship at Super Indie 8 and successfully defending it 1 year later. Shiima Xion disrespected so many people, and tonight she comes to a head. Xion is prepared for what may be the fight of his life here tonight.
Matt Kirk joined by former two-time Super Indie champion, Super Hentai. Tonight you have Shiima Xion in the cage right now, and it's about respect, but it's also for the IWC Super Indie Championship.
Matt Kirk, Shiima Xion said I was a disgrace to that Super Indie title, my second run. Shiima Xion, you said I lost the passion for this business. And you said I'd better bring my A game, so to speak, when I get in that cage. Well, you son of a bitch, once I step in that cage, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you from one side to another. And I'm gonna send you back to that sweatshop for a family reunion with your mother, where you came from.
here at IWC. Don't piss off Hentai.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 185 pounds and received formal training in Hayabusa, Japan. Here is Super Hentai!
Shiima's done something that no man has done before. Questioning Hentai's integrity, questioning his motivation, and especially questioning his legacy. No one has done for the Super Indy title what Hentai has. And Shiima Xion took all of that and spat on it and stepped on it and treated it as a footnote in history. Hentai has worked, has sacrificed his body, his mind, his soul, his health for IWC, for Super Indy, to be where he is today. And for a young kid to say Hentai doesn't have it anymore, to say that Hentai doesn't belong anymore, to say that Hentai is not on his level anymore, is a huge, huge insult. And this match has started already. There's a lot of pride here. Shiima Xion said he is going to be for Super Indy what Hentai used to be, what Hentai should have been.
Move! Move! All of you, move out of my court!
At a certain point, you have to do this for yourself.
See ya. Hentai and Shiima back here by the broadcast area. We got thousands of dollars of equipment back here in danger. And you can see how personal it's gotten. Regroup this, reset.
Is that the monitor line?
I don't know what's what right now, but... Well, it wasn't personal beforehand. You saw it got a heck of a lot worse with Shiima's pre-recorded comments and Hentai's pre-match comments. And Shiima is the first to taste the steel. Hentai is essentially fighting for his entire past and present. His legacy, his pride has been tarnished. Shiima is fighting for his ego to prove that he is better than Hentai ever was, and that's a very brazen statement.
Ego is such an oversimplification of it, though. You have to understand that Shiima essentially built himself in the mold of Super Hentai. He was Super Hentai helped train him. He has followed the same course as Super Hentai with trying to win the Super Indy tournament, consistently trying to be the best in IWC, touring around the country. At some point, you have to separate yourself from your master. At some point, you have to become your own man. For each person, it's a different form of initiation. It's a different form of proving. This is how Shiima's trying to do it.
Hentai got elevated into the steel. Keep in mind the danger level of the steel. All around these ropes, there's no breathing room. There's no flexibility. There's no way for salvation. And we've already seen both men awkwardly hit the steel several times. And that's not a perfectly constructed cage that will rip away at your body. There's jagged edges. There's metal points sticking out.
Very true. Very, very true.
There's metal bars right down the middle.
This is not the blue Hogan cage that they constructed for him to climb. This is essentially something you use to hold animals in a pen.
Very fitting in this situation. One referee in the ring, one on the outside.
And that is, for clarification, that is Bobby Williams in
Bobby Williams is doing
and McLovin on the outside.
Oh! Oh my God! Huge splash by Shiima Xion.
Picture perfect frog splash. And now he's just throttling him.
Had a chance to go for a cover. Does so now. No. It's escape rules. What the hell's Bobby Williams doing in the ring now? But that's beside the point. Okay. Roll with it. It's escape the cage rules between Shiima and Hentai. And Shiima had a chance to escape before we hit that splash.
But I think it's more personal than that. I think they want to inflict a lot of damage.
Yeah, exactly. In this match, the title is actually somewhat of an afterthought.
And you don't really like to think that way, but you kind of have to. I mean, the title is what has surrounded this entire rivalry, but really it's taken a back seat.
The title is just what you can hold over the person's head at the end of it.
It comes down to the pride factor. It comes down to Hentai fighting for his legacy that Shiima Xion has figuratively spit all over for the past 6 months.
And Hentai, trying to recover, rushes him to the corner.
Hardest right hand in his weight class. Now you, Farnsworth, couldn't sit there and tell me that you agree with Shiima Xion that Hentai dropped the ball, has lost his motivation, has lost his love for the business. You can't sit here and say that Shima's right.
I can't, but I can tell you, look at the strength!
Brute strength! And Shiima hits hard right in the middle of the cage where that metal beam is outstretched. That dug into the spine of Shiima.
Just because I don't agree with Shima's argument doesn't mean I don't see the logic in it. I understand what he's saying. He's looking at Hentai and saying you could have gone to the top of this business and instead you stayed here.
And one would argue that in the mind of Super Hentai, this is the top of the business. Hentai's beaten Christopher Daniels. He's beaten CM Punk. He's beaten Jerry Lynn. He's gone toe-to-toe with AJ Styles. Hentai has beaten men who went on to become legitimate world champions.
He has beaten legitimate world champions while they were in that A game. Not men who were becoming champions. He's beaten champions. I don't deny that. My point is that he could be talked about in that same echelon as Chris Daniels, as Chris Sabin, as all of these people that he beat. And he is in certain circles, but not to the degree that Chris Daniels is.
Sure.
And Shiima is saying, why didn't you? Why didn't you go for that next level?
So Hentai is going to be criticized by one of his former students in front of the wrestling world. And torn down and ripped apart verbally and buried, for lack of a better term. Oh, God.
Contest 5 minutes.
Nandete right on the top of the head. Just drove him down.
Hentai's been a mentor for Shiima for so many years, and for Shiima to come back and say, hey, you never really accomplished anything, I think it's ludicrous.
Yeah, absolutely disrespectful, absolutely mean, but it follows a line of logic. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying I understand it.
All right, well, Shiima, if he can scale over top here, he can go a long way to proving his point. And that still remains to be seen. Is Shiima better than Super Hentai? That argument is still very much up in the air if you ask me. And speaking of up in the air, Hentai and Shiima precariously perched. If Shiima falls, he's got this one, but Hentai has a death grip around the neck of Shiima.
It looked like Shiima was trying to go over, and Hentai just grabbed hold of his head and pulled down. Put a lot of pressure on his midsection with that top steel bar.
I'll tell you what,
Shiima had to get that leg back over.
With these headbutts, if somebody loses their balance and falls off, I mean, sure, we can have a potential victory, but we can have a lot of injuries on top of it.
And Shiima needs to be careful there.
Well, they both need to be careful. Are you kidding me?
Well, my point being, Hentai is straddling the fence. He's a little more secure as far as his balance. But Shima's pulling him back down.
Shima's lower to the ground, and at this point, I think that's a good thing. Hentai has been internationally traveled. Shiima may have traveled a few more miles at a few years younger, but that's very relative. And that does not necessarily mean he's a better man. And Hentai's gonna out to prove that right now with a rapid fire headbutt to the top of the forehead.
I gotta be honest, I didn't think I would take that plan of attack while I'm trying to maintain my balance climbing around like Spider-Man on a cage.
And is Hentai going to go for the outside? Oh, Shiima just leapt up the cage. Amazing agility by the younger Xion. And now, Russian leg sweep. Into the crossface. Shima's perfected this crossface in recent months.
But what good is it outside? He can't get a submission victory.
I'll tell you what, if Hentai passes out from the pain, how are you going to stop Shiima from escape?
True point.
That's what I think. Shiima's going for suffering, humiliation, and victory all in one fell swoop. And Hentai rolled backwards to trap Shiima's shoulders. No pinning combination here. Hentai's got to get his balance to get back up, and he's done it. Right into the Davey Boy Smith. No, lawn darts him into the side of the cage.
The cage can be your enemy, but every now and then it can be your friend. Well played by Hentai. Super Hentai.
Oh no. Well, we're not going to be playing any games now. I don't know if we have a shot of it yet, but 375-pound Shane Taylor is on the right side of this ring right now. I don't think Hentai's noticed him either. He kind of slinked out here past this rampway, but Hentai has a very, very menacing individual waiting for him on the other side of these boards. Hentai goes for a moonsault. Hentai realized Taylor was on the outside and had to go back into the attack. Taylor has worked with Shiima in the past at length, Farnsworth.
Very true. And I don't blame him for altering the attack there, but...
And Taylor's intimidating this official now.
It bought Shiima enough time to get out of the way. Shiima now...
And maybe out of the cage. No! Hentai climbing over top of Shiima, using Shiima's body as a stepping stone. And Shiima
fighting his way up. The fight is still very evident in Shiima.
Holding on for dear life. You can see what this means to each man. Hentai, the personification of Super Indy. Shiima, the man that wants to replace Hentai. Hurricanrana from the top. That's at least a 10-foot drop from where Shiima was in the air.
It just flung him across the ring, torched him right down.
That was awesome.
For once, these idiots have it right. That was awesome.
Well, you can hear the respect they have for Super Hentai. Many have followed him since day one, since March 02, when he won the Super Indy title. Hentai could get out, but watch who's there. Shane Taylor's there. With the outside referees, but taken out. Hentai won this thing. Hentai won this thing. I know you saw it. Shiima distracting Williams. The outside referee was incapacitated. I know Shiima's
10 minutes going by in this contest. 10 minutes.
Shiima's gonna sneak out. No, not like this. This won't prove a damn thing about being better than Hentai or supplanting his legacy.
But Hentai has the leg, he has the boot.
Johnny Gargano! Gargano's got a shot at the winner, but I think he wants to see the winner determined in fair atmosphere. But Gargano dropped the chair, and Shiima has it now. Look out! Shiima aiming for Hentai.
Hentai caught it.
It's Gargano and Taylor on the outside, and Shiima uses the door. And Shiima got out.
Here is your winner, and still IWC Super Indy Champion, Shiima Xion!
Shiima Xion, with the help of Shane Taylor, was able to finagle his way and retain the title. Gargano got it as well. Now what does that prove? The man that thought he was better than Super Hentai needed almost 400 pounds of backup to beat him.
Well, let's be honest. The number game that he thought he had all of a sudden got evened out. If he wanted to keep that title, he had to get out of the cage quickly.
Well, Shiima thought he was the better man, the better wrestler, the more well-traveled wrestler, the man that was going to replace Hentai. Hentai proved he's not ready to step aside yet, because Shiima couldn't get the job done alone.
Shiima will get to prove that another day, because you have to believe that Hentai is not giving up his quest for the title.
Now it's 2-on-1 on the outside, and Gargano is only trying to do what's right.
You have to believe that there is a huge amount of anger and bile just seething in Hentai right now, and he has to be upset that his body is failing him from that hard shot with the steel cage door, that he can't be out there throwing a couple of hard right hands into Shiima.
Well, Hentai may be concussed, but he knows Shiima couldn't get the job done on his own. That's evident. And we need some help out here. We need some help out here for Gargano. I've had enough of Shiima Xion.
I hate to break this to Pedro, but I don't think the bell's going to help.
Well, that's all we can hope for from Pedro. He's intimidated. We have a third official out here now. The other, one of them's hurt. Oh, come on.
That's a photo op.
A photo op my rear end. This is disgusting. What does this prove? Not a thing.
Well, it proves that Gargano shouldn't have tried to jump his place in line.
And Hentai is still struggling to his feet because Hentai sees a fight he's not a part of, and that upsets him. Shiima did not get what he deserved here tonight. Didn't get anyone. And look at Gargano fighting still. Gargano with the heart of a champion.
Gargano has a little fight left in him. Apparently not enough, though.
Come on. Can we get somebody out here, please? Order. This is the Hentai.
Come on, gotta get him out of here.
Oh, look at Shiima Hentai. Hentai still daring Shiima Xion to do something. Can you believe the intestinal fortitude in Hentai?
Hentai is climbing the cage.
What the hell are you doing? Oh my God!
What the hell is he thinking?
No! Get out! Everyone out! No! Live to fly and fly to live to a new level. Hentai may have sacrificed himself to take it to Shiima Xion and Shea Taylor. That is at least 15 feet off the ground. And there is nothing to land on but human body and covered basketball floor. No padding or protection. And I think we have people that are seriously hurt out here. Hentai is hurt. Shiima is hurt. Taylor is hurt. We got a lot of help on the way out here. But that was to say the least to a new level of unbridled hatred between Hentai and Shiima. It got so personal. Started with Shiima questioning the career of Hentai and spiraled from there into personal insults. Hentai is rather lifeless on his way to medical attention. Folks, Gargano's hurt. We got bodies everywhere. We got to regroup. 2 cage matches left to come in this DVD broadcast. Stay with us. Up next, sexual harassment explodes before our very eyes. This issue here surrounding the Super Indy title and the Super Indy legacy.
It's scheduled for 1 fall to a finish. The only way to win this contest is by pinfall or submission. Now let's bring to the ring the combatants.
Back with you after a brief respite here.
Introducing first, he weighs in at 255 pounds, wrestling out of God's country, being escorted to ringside by chest flexor. Here is Eric Lee Schwab.
I'll tell you what, this is a guy that I'm so disappointed in. A gentleman that used to be all about fun, all about entertaining, all about making everybody feel good, have a good time. But ever since he suffered a concussion at the start of the year, the former Eric Atkinson, now Eric Lee Schwab, has gone off the deep end. Something inside him is broken. Something inside him is snapped. Where he has said to these people, he said to himself, his behavior was immoral, inappropriate, sacrilegious, unchristian-like. Eric Lee Schwab is totally 180 degrees different from And it's not right, because he's gone the way of an extremist. He's gone the way of a sick prophet, sacrificing others' well-being and dreams to benefit his own agenda. And so now rejoined by Jay Williams and Farnsworth. Can you give us any update on what we've just seen as Hentai taken to the medical attention?
Honestly, it's a mess back there. My apologies for reading the booth, but Shiima is both limping and clutching his bag. Everyone's being attended to.
The religious undertone of Lee Schwab. This is not God's battle. This is not any religious battle. These are two former best friends, one betraying another. Not to cut you off, I apologize.
Oh, no problem. I'll be honest, Hentai was conscious but not really coherent. I don't really have too much of an update beyond that, outside of everyone is up and moving and to some capacity. But
Wait till right now by Justin Idol. And Justin, to say things that have gotten personal between you and Eric would be an understatement. You got Eric right now in the cage looking for redemption.
Matt. What Eric did to my girlfriend last month at Clearfield is completely unforgivable. Eric, you're right, the friendship is over. You attacked Kristen, my girlfriend, last month. Little did you know that my girlfriend's pregnant, buddy. You could have cost me everything. So tonight I'm taking everything from you. You preach about your new beliefs, your new way of life, how it's gonna get you into heaven. Tonight, I'm taking you to hell.
Well, Justin Idol touched on it. The sick ways he went to get to
His opponent, he weighs in at 182 pounds and wrestling out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here is Justin Idol.
We saw Air Schwab cost Idol his spot Super Indy 9 when he got involved in Idol's matchup with Colin Delaney. We saw Air Schwab wrestle Idol in a tag match in Fairfield, but afterwards, during intermission, Idol's girlfriend Kristen, who was helping out with our raffle that evening, was lugged into the ring and DDT'd by Air Schwab. Justin, pregnant girlfriend. There is no lower depth you can stoop to a former best friend of that. Eric Lee Schwab did it. And that is reprehensible. That is very, very ungodly. You want to talk about sin? You want to talk about religious righteousness? Lee Schwab went further than any of us thought he could. Something is wrong with Eric Lee Schwab, and I'm hoping Idol can beat Eric badly enough where whatever is wrong becomes right again.
I want you to look at Eric Lee Schwab right now. I want you to look at his eyes. You feel it's an empty look,
and it's a fight. Keep in mind on the outside, Eric Dexy's assistant chest flexor, who still, for some reason, thinks he owns $1 billion. That shows you how messed up in the head these people are. They're sick. It's more like Jim Jones and David Koresh than it is any religious outfit. I'll tell you that.
Well, I am hard-pressed to disagree with you. I mean, I think Eric Lee Schwab has the right to live his life however he chooses, but...
And so does everybody else.
I'm not saying that. I'm not disagreeing with that statement. But Eric Lee Schwab didn't know that Kristen was pregnant.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't excuse it if she wasn't.
It doesn't, but I'm saying you're talking about it as if it's a heinous, horrible, premeditated attack on a pregnant woman, and he didn't know.
Oh, but still, you're Justin Idol. And you look at that scenario and realize what could have happened. I don't want to speculate or get into detail.
I'm not saying his anger isn't unjustified. In fact, I think, thank God they are in a cage, because I guarantee it would spill out here if they weren't connected.
That's not the first match, but a springboard elbow by Idol. And I just find it so hypocritical that Eric Schwab had such a unique personality all these years, but one concussion serious concussion, or one concussion, and he thinks he's better than everybody.
Well, you know, at certain points you reevaluate your life, and when all of a sudden you black out in the ring, you start maybe you start reevaluating what you've been doing.
Justin Idol's life is not Eric's to reevaluate. My life, your life is not Eric's to reevaluate. Eric's not better than any man. I'll guarantee you, there's a hell of a lot of people in this country. Oh, God, Idol must be back in the cage. A hell of a lot of people that get into quite the argument over organized religion and its use in society today, or lack thereof, with Eric Lee Schwab. There are a lot of different outlooks on life, not right or wrong, just different.
Well, sure, but those people want to tell Eric Lee Schwab what he does is wrong, just as much as he wants to tell those people they're wrong.
But the thing is, Eric Lee Schwab is wrong because he's taking his belief to the point where it's hurting others.
I don't, well, in that scenario, yes.
I mean, what religion preaches that? Even Satanists don't have that.
Well, some do.
Well, kind of few, but, you know.
You clearly have not spent the evenings I have with Balls Mahoney.
Eric Lee Schwab, excuse me, the former Eric Ecstasy. I will never get used to it. Follow away from, I want to see Eric Ecstasy, just because when we used to, it was always a good time.
Boy, did you ever think you'd say that?
Never.
Boy, I wish Eric Ecstasy was back.
Never. That's how bad it is. He's on the lunatic fringe of whatever cult or group he thinks he's a part of. I don't have an update, I'm sorry, on Kristen, the girlfriend of Idol. Justin's been very secretive about his personal life, justifiably so. I hope she's convalescing well, I hope she's okay. But she's obviously here in spirit with Justin.
Yeah. And if she is watching this DVD, I hope everything turns out well. Yeah. I certainly don't wish any harm on her.
No. And no one here condones Eric Lee Schwab and what he's done. Except Eric Lee Schwab, and for some reason chest flexor. Still can't believe the Eric Ecstasy retirement. Tears were shed, an emotional moment, and then Schwab attacking his own partner. That's how this rip started. Never thought I'd see this.
And Eric so far has been pretty dominant in the cage, really taking it to Justin Idol.
Well, I think Schwab, as misguided and wrong as he is, has a clear mind, a calculated mind, and a very diabolical mind. Idol is fighting on impulse and emotion, and when you get emotional, you make mistakes.
Eric is focused. Eric understands what he feels that he needs to do, and even what he wants to do.
Sure.
Whereas I agree with you, and that kind of scares me. Yeah. Justin Idol is just in there I'll figure out what I'll do once I'm in there.
He's just been seeing red. It's been a blind rage ever since Clearfield. And Schwab just measuring. Where am I going to put him now? Let's see. Into the near side.
Which area looks sharp?
Yeah. Seek out the metal edges, seek out the metal poles. Eric Lee Schwab having words with these ringside fans. You gotta wonder, what's gonna be enough for Schwab? We've seen him inflict so much damage and punishment. That's another thing that frightens me. At what point of misery and pain is Schwab gonna say I'm happy? We may not see it anytime soon though, because it's Idol. Connects with Schwab.
And you saw the cage buckle when Eric Lee Schwab was thrown into it.
By this contest, 5 minutes.
Schwab's still a heavy guy, probably about 250 pounds or so. And Idol has a bit of momentum but got caught. Just about time, and the overhead suplex into the cage, and the cage gives very little. Pinfall only to win for 2.5. And keep in mind, when you hit that cage, you can't control your landing. Oftentimes you're landing on top of your head.
And Eric Schwab, I don't know if it was intentional, but had that aimed perfectly. He hit him, he threw him right in the center of the cage where there's reinforcement bars.
We're directing traffic here. What's Schwab asking for from Flexor? Broom? A broom? What's in Flexor's mouth, first of all? Second of all,
I never ask that question. You never want that answer, ever.
What's he looking for, though? Can I ask that?
Yes.
Okay. We're searching for various weapons. Oh, you can hear that sound. Metal on metal on that ring post.
Whatever it was, he spit it out.
And now we got 2 referees trying to stop this. To keep my no disqualification.
They're climbing up to meet each other.
Pin or submission only, no DQ. But that gives Idol the opening. And can we get Fluxer the heck out of there?
McLovin really not doing his job.
Not in the least. Give me a break.
Sort of mesmerized by the carnage going on above them.
Maybe the pretty lights. Ecstasy. Schwab falls from the rafters. And Idol with a senton.
Gigantic senton.
200 pounds down on a Schwab. And Idol's feeling it.
Where did that bat go?
It fell down. Schwab dropped it when Idol met him on top of the cage.
True. Oh!
Whammy kablammy! The most emphatic version of now come on. Idol's got it won.
Can they pin in this match?
Pinfall or submission only. And Idol wound up. Got hit with a low blow. With Flexer blatantly in the ring.
And the ref is just allowing this, just being bullied.
What's he gonna do? He's powerless. No disqualification.
This is what you pay for your sins, Idol. This is what you pay.
Oh, paying for your sins. That's so disrespectful. There's so many people. Floptail Flexer! Idol duck! Idol went for a suplex, but there's too much mass.
Flexor didn't deserve that.
Oh no, Schwab's measuring Idol. Measures. And finally the official, he can't disqualify, but he can regulate. Oh, that spear. The same spear we saw when Eric Lee Schwab became reborn in West Mifflin. And now what? That uncomfortable hush is back over this crowd again. Oh, this could be that DDT, that flash delirium DDT. We saw Kristen get it. We saw Idol get it in the past.
Idol has been battling back, but he just can't seem to get his feet under him long enough to recoup.
Well, it's 2-on-1.
Schwab going high.
What is Eric doing? Wherever Eric's going, it's not going to end well. Idol able to thwart Schwab's attempt. German, Schwab with a death grip on that top rope. Second time. Got the powerbomb. That's what can touch Schwab in the first place. Idol beats him. Maybe that'll set Schwab's head straight.
Here's your winner, Dustin Idol.
A small measure of revenge. You can never, ever equate the pain that came with Eric Schwab attacking his girlfriend Kristen. But Idol got one over. Oh! Back.
And that Easton just got jammed right into his midsection.
Flexer with the bat, and it's an absolute assault now. And Flexer's fresh. And now we got another problem out here. Another bogey. And the referee got it.
And Idol just being throttled by Flexor, picked up by Schwab.
No.
Oh, and this could be that flash delirium.
There you go. Right on the head. Idol suffers the same fate his girlfriend did, his pregnant girlfriend did a month ago. How sick is that? And they're not done.
And Flexor has handcuffs?
Oh no. 2 pairs of handcuffs. What? They're handcuffing out of the cage. They're handcuffing a man in the cage. Idol's already defenseless. No. He has a belt. I don't know if you want to read into this again from a religious standpoint, but Schwab is beating the hell out of Idol with a leather belt. No! This is so uncomfortable to watch. There's nothing Idol could do. This is inhumane.
Someone needs to come out and help him.
I'm not going to repeat what Schwab just said. But you want to talk about a heaven and hell, and you want to talk about sinners and conviction. I now flex and mock him with a key. Schwab is worse than anyone he could preach against in this world. This man is sick. A very unbalanced, diseased individual. There's nothing good and prosperous for Eric Lee Schwab. One man with his pregnant girlfriend sitting at home hurt is laid spread eagle on this ring, handcuffed to this cage, arms spread out as Eric Lee Schwab celebrates. What, is Idol a martyr in this cause? This is horrible.
Get in. Ready?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Court Time Sports Center in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, it is time for your IWC Caged Fury main event of the evening. It will be a six-man War Games cage match. Your referee in charge of the action at the sound of the bell will be Bobby Williams. Now, in this contest, two men will enter the cage. They will compete for a 5-minute period. After that period, every 2 minutes, a new man will enter the cage. Once all 6 men have entered the steel cage, War Games, the match beyond begins. Elimination can occur by pinfall or submission, or being removed from the cage, either over the top rope or through the door. The only way victory can be obtained is for one team to be completely eliminated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring to the ring the first 2 combatants. Introducing first, he weighs in at 200 pounds and is wrestling out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He is your reigning IWC Heavyweight Champion, Delicious Jimmy DeMarco.
Not surprised to see Jimmy DeMarco celebrate amongst his people. Also not surprised to see DeMarco elect himself to start out in the War Games situation. Just like Pedro said, 2 men will compete for 5 minutes. After that, at 2-minute intervals, athletes will enter from alternating teams. As a result of Brandon Day's quickly over Lee Radford earlier, it will be Team Big League that has the advantage to send in an extra man first.
And really, it's the logical choice to start this. Sweeney is just returning to the ring. And Chuck is, and I mean this as respectfully as I can, he's Chuck.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I personally, as an employee of this company who gets paid by Chuck Roberts, I do not want to see him in this cage, okay? I've had promoters I work for assaulted named by Cage before, and that was kind of cool. I like Chuck. I don't want to see that happen right now, okay? I don't want to see if Chuck goes down, this company goes down. And if Chuck's down, it may be John McChesney's way of the highway.
Well, frankly, as long as he doesn't break his check right hand, Chuck's a man. He can step, he wants to step into this ring, he can do that.
Well, no, I think, why would you want your boss in a cage? Why would you want to risk his life, his career?
So he had a perfectly fine, maybe he needs to learn a little lesson.
John McChesney, most decorated Super Indy champion ever. Jon Bolen, pound for pound, the strongest man in the company. I mean, come on, Bubba the Bulldog, crafty veteran.
The greatest wrestler, the greatest athlete to ever come out of Pittsburgh.
So he says, he believes his hype, and that counts for a lot.
It said it on the trophy.
How is Chuck going to compete with any of that? All due respect.
Introducing combatant number 2. He weighs in at 195 pounds and is wrestling out of Erie, Pennsylvania. Here is Big League Jon McChesney.
This is where the Chuck Roberts issue becomes a problem. You can't have him start the match, but you can't save him for the end. Where do you put him? There's going to be a 2-on-1 disadvantage here. They need each of the inputs of their team, does Team DeMarco, to be as strong as possible. McChesney has that, DeMarco does not.
Well, then I guess to put him in the middle.
We've seen Bubba and Chuck have words before when it comes to the direction of this company. Chuck handles the business, Bubba handles the wrestling operation. It didn't take them long, that disagreement, did it?
No, not at all.
Bubba's used to being the man in charge. He started IWC, he founded IWC. He got used to being second banana. DeMarco is pursuing McChesney on the outside. I think now McChesney realized it. And McChesney trying to scale the cage. The 5-minute period will not begin until both men are inside the steel.
Such language.
Well, again, that's what it's come to. Keep in mind, McChesney returned to IWC back in the spring. Assaulted DeMarco with brass nuts. Said fabulous John McChesney was gone. It's all about being big league now. And he immediately targeted Jimmy DeMarco and the IWC title. Ever since then, it's been a power play. It's been about money and control. McChesney has placed all of the situations, all of the henchmen where he's wanted them in the hopes of achieving championship gold. He won't win the belt tonight, but he could have a chance to make some major waves in the championship scene and with management.
Very true. You don't just call yourself big league. You prove it, and this is his way of proving it.
Keep in mind, Jay Worth, single elimination. It's not submit or surrender like in the War Games of the past. It's single elimination via pinfall, submission, or eliminate your opponent from the cage. This is a cage match where escaping the cage is a negative thing, not a positive.
Yeah, and although honestly,
and our 5 minutes begins.
Who looks at this and says, well, clearly I'm going to throw someone out of the cage?
McChesney's begging off. Wants nothing to do with DeMarco.
He might have been praying.
Eliminating over the cage. Very bunkhouse stampede-esque. Another very dangerous match of years gone by.
Very true.
And DeMarco not going to let McChesney escape. I don't believe eliminations count until all 6 men are in the ring.
Very true.
Then War Games officially will start. And McChesney gets out now. He's just delaying the inevitable.
And McChesney ended up hitting that reinforcing bar right to the spine.
But you know McChesney has to have a plan. He will not come into this situation without a plan. And I'm sure Bubba has helped advise him. And Bubba's thrown some weight around. Bubba and Chuck, as we heard earlier, were the ones that figured out the rules of this matchup. What does Bubba have in store? What does McChesney have in store? And how can Team DeMarco counter? I just see the right vertical leap with a drop kick, a McChesney staple.
I am sure there is some sort of strategy being implemented. I can't imagine they are going into this just thinking, well, we'll out-wrestle them. We'll out-brawl them.
This ain't about wrestling, I'll tell you that. But think about this. After the 5-minute period, the first entrant in when we start the 2-minute intervals is going to be from Team Big League, Team McChesney. So we're looking at Bubba or Bolen out here to help McChesney in 2-on-1 on DeMarco.
3 minutes remain in the opening period.
If I'm DeMarco, I have to take out McChesney. I only have 3 minutes to do it, or else I may be done for. And we've seen Jimmy survive a lot. Ray Rowe, Necro Butcher, Shiima Xion, Bounties, the list goes on and on and on. But Bolen and McChesney, or Bubba and McChesney in a cage, see you later.
So let me posit this to you from the big league standpoint. Who's your number 2 man and who's your cleanup? What order do you have them coming in now?
I'll tell you what, I would send Bubba in next to direct traffic. I'd send Bolen in to bring the big power at the end when it will be needed. Because keep in mind, Big League may have the numbers advantage, but Team DeMarco will have the last man in. And that will be the freshest man in this matchup. You need someone like Bolen to neutralize whoever the third man is, assuming it's someone of consequence.
If it's speaking of neutralization, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I believe he has a testicular claw and lift.
But to finish my point, face first goes McChesney. If the third man's Chuck, then the argument may be negated whatsoever. Because he won't hold a candle, train as you might, do push-ups, pull-ups as you might, to Bubba or Bolen. Not happening. Team DeMarco is painting themselves into a huge corner. And I love Jimmy. I love Chuck. Sweeney's the man around here for so long, but they have made, in my opinion, some bad battle plans.
You have to believe that everyone involved in this match is having a couple of years of their careers taken off.
Oh, absolutely. McChesney was in a cage match in 2005 against the fallen angel Christopher Daniels. It made McChesney what he was. It solidified his reputation on a new level. McChesney returns to the cage now this year. Again, after Daniels and after Loki a few years later. But despite those wars, none of them were as dangerous
1 minute
as
remains in the opening period.
Let's not forget, it also busted him open and made him bleed like a stuck pig.
Down his entire body. But again, the danger level is surpassed tonight. And DeMarco, he's not afraid to bleed. He's no stranger to violence. And no matter who comes down to this ramp in a couple of minutes, DeMarco will not back down.
As true as that is, the same
30 seconds remain in the opening period.
Curb stomp into the side of the cage.
The same can also be said for Big League McChesney.
Sure.
He has taken beatings from some of the hardest hitters in this sport.
Without question.
15 seconds.
4-time Super Indy champion.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Combat number 3, representing Team Big League, weighing in at 222 pounds, from the dog pound, Bubba the Bulldog.
Well, it seems the strategy is passed. What's he gonna do? Talk him into submission? What's he got a microphone for?
The director of wrestling operations is in the building.
Rub it in.
Hey, Jimmy DeMarco. Jimmy, oh yeah, hey, send him right to me. Let's go. Come on, Jimmy DeMarco. Oh, you know something, Jimmy DeMarco? You tell people to suck your muscles. Your fiance last night told me that muscle doesn't flex.
Oh, come on. And DeMarco still wants to fight.
What are you...
And DeMarco...
Boy, they brought out the fighting DeMarco, didn't they?
You never want to poke a sleeping animal. You never want to coax Jimmy DeMarco into a fight.
You gotta be kidding me. Who the hell you are?
And now things got a little more serious, didn't they? 2-on-1, 10-on-1. DeMarco's going to fight.
That's the truth.
But is it delaying the inevitable? DeMarco's looking at a completely unproven...
1 minute remains in the second period.
Chuck Roberts and a, as of late, untested Larry Sweeney. In this environment, keep in mind, Sweeney and McChesney have met in the cage before.
So now, are we expecting Chuck next?
I'm still holding out hope we're not going to get Chuck, but I'm not sure. It's going to be Chuck or Sweeney. We know that much. And it's going to give us a 2-on-2 even keel for 2 minutes.
30 seconds remain in the second period.
Boy, did Big League get himself in corporate favor real quick. Cannot believe how he's trying to politic and manipulate his way to the...
Oh, right to the kidneys.
Well,
if you're going to be Big League, you may as well curry favor with the top. Yeah. There's no point being friends with the guy who sets up the ring. Be friends with the guy who owns the ring.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Who is it?
What do you got now, Jimmy? You got
He weighs in at 193 pounds. Wrestling out of Redondo Beach, California, he is the 27-time Texarkana TV champion, Sweet and Sour, Larry Sweeney.
And Sweeney and McChesney make eyes. McChesney beats Sweeney in a cage match.
Oh, I didn't notice. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Jimmy has busted open like mad.
McChesney beat Sweeney in a cage match a couple of years ago. DeMarco is bleeding profusely down his entire body, and Sweeney goes straight for Bubba. Keep in mind it was Bubba, Jimmy Vegas, and Dennis Gregory, defeated by the late great Chris Candido, Matt Bentley, and CM Punk in 2004. That was War Games. Bubba has experience, but will it pay off now that we're 2-on-2 for 2 minutes?
And Bubba has been driven into the cage hard, and now fists are flying.
DeMarco is deeply lacerated. We may have to get some medical attention. He may not be able to continue. And with Jimmy DeMarco, that's just a hell of a lot.
The way the blood is flowing, it looks like Jimmy DeMarco's face has been split in half.
Oh my God. He must have caught him on one of those support beams, one of those hooks attached around those metal beams.
Well, not even. I mean, there are broken pieces to this cage all over. He could have just as easily caught his forehead on one of those.
And Sweeney's strutting. Sweeney's feeling good.
1 minute remains in the third period.
But in less than 60 seconds, it's going to be 3-on-2, and it's a hell of a 3 against, well, a somewhat limited 2 based on DeMarco's situation. But he's still by God fighting. And it's Team Delicious right now. And Sweeney, he's strutting, he's swaggering, he's looking good thus far, but will it pay off in the long run? Keep in mind, endurance is so important. Look at Jimmy's body. Look at Jimmy.
30 seconds remain in the third period.
This is vile.
It looked like Bubba just cracked Sweeney with the microphone. Sweeney went down in a lump.
Look at DeMarco's hand.
15 seconds remain in the third period.
Big League McChesney's hands are wet with his blood.
9, 8, 7, 6,
it's only gonna get worse.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This isn't so much a 3 as it is a 3.5.
Yeah. The man who took the payoff to join Team Big League a number of months ago, Jon Bolen.
Introducing contender number 5. He weighs in 236 pounds. Wrestling out of Vietnam, Bolen.
And Sweeney, I believe Sweeney's been lacerated as well. And that's not gonna help.
That probably just pulled the cut open a little worse.
Both members of Team DeMarco are bleeding heavily. And if you're Chuck Roberts, what the hell are you thinking? This is your fate in about 90 seconds. Oh God. Unfortunately, for the third time in as many cage matches, we have a very unsettling visual here tonight.
And Bolen readjusting that knee brace.
And that in itself can be a weapon. No disqualifications. And Farnsworth, think about this. This match is technically not officially started. Not until all 6 men are in the ring.
Well, it started, it just can't be won yet.
Sweeney hits hard. You see the scowl on Bubba. Bolen, McChesney, all 3 covered in blood. But it's not their own. It belongs to Jimmy DeMarco and Larry Sweeney.
And what is Chuck?
1 minute remains in the final period.
What are they doing?
Well, to use another Tazism, if you don't believe in God, start. Sweeney and McChesney are hammering. There's nothing good's gonna come out of up there. You can't eliminate yourself or another until the 6th man hits the ring.
And that 6th man, Chuck Roberts, has to be worried about what he's walking into.
30 seconds remain in the final period.
Oh my gosh. Rapid fire hitting each other on those steel bars. They both fall unceremoniously. And I'll admit, I'm scared to
15 seconds.
I'm scared to death of what I'm going to see in about 10 seconds.
10,
Bolen
9,
standing
8,
on Jimmy DeMarco's
7,
head.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bad here. We could be watching the end of IWC right now. I swear to God we could.
Introducing our final combatant. He weighs in at 180 pounds and is wrestling out of Mount Washington, Pennsylvania. He is the owner of IWC, Chuck Roberts.
Look at Bubba just waiting. Bubba just waiting. I question the decision to bring Chuck out here last. I question the decision to get into this cage.
Chuck has some trepidation. He is not hurrying into that cage.
Well, look what's happening to Sweeney. What's happening to DeMarco.
Bubba.
It's a massacre.
Big League, Jon Bolen. Are you guys crazy? Are you guys crazy? Because guess what, boys? I'm not crazy. I'm just smart. DeMarco, I told you I'd be here tonight, but I didn't come here to wrestle. I came here tonight to bring the 3 of you war. And guess what, boys? I'm about to bring war right now.
What does he have up his sleeve?
He's bringing war? He's bringing more than war. He's bringing a war machine. Could it be? Is it really him?
McChesney just locked eyes on Dennis Gregory. Gregory and McChesney have been at war for years, but every time a match was signed, something would happen to prevent it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the match beyond begins.
And I think Jon Bolen just took himself out trying to spear Denny Gregory. I admire the effort, but I gotta question the aim.
Dennis Gregory, the only 5-time champion in IWC history, a man who used to lead McChesney into battle. Once McChesney became his own man, Gregory and the one-time fabulous one assaulted each other for years, to the point where it got so personal, it ended in the departure from the promotion of Gregory. Gregory's recently been in Afghanistan fighting for our freedoms, but he's back here to fight for another worthy cause.
And now he is having the fight brought to him. Bubba is just pounding on him, and every time he tries to get up, Bolen makes sure it doesn't happen.
And now it's just bedlam. And I'm so proud that Chuck Roberts was smart enough to think of this plan. So proud that he did not just leave himself susceptible to this. And DeMarco's still going. I don't know how.
Oh, DeMarco has more fight in him than anyone else I know. Look at it. Honestly, that is a HoseA level of bleeding.
No, that's a hospital trip and a half right there. That's stitches, that's staples, that's blood being pumped into you. He's lost so much blood right now.
That is shades of the Great Muda.
It's dangerous to his health. But it's Denny Gregory now, who's been the game changer. And he's got Bubba up top. Keep in mind, elimination occurs via pinfall, submission, or when you're thrown out of the cage, over the top, or through the door. Up top. Oh! Huge superplex.
And Larry Sweeney sensing opportunity.
And Bolen hits the steel. A 12 large elbow. Cover 2 and we have a first elimination.
And it's Bubba the Bulldog.
Bubba the Bulldog has been eliminated.
And now almost poetically, it's Team DeMarco with the numbers advantage.
As far as people, not as far as pints of blood still in the body.
It's very true. And Bubba, cheap shots in for good measure on his way out. And let's face it, Bubba's in charge of wrestling operations. He does what he wants.
Very true. Whatever disqualification or fine they implement, he can just overturn. Oh!
And Bubba just said, I'm not leaving. He's got to stay out of the cage.
John McChesney just hit 2 vicious super kicks. Just bounced.
Whoa. Not to cut you off, but on the outside, Bubba's setting up a table.
Table?
Bubba's got a table for reasons I don't know. Sweeney gets measured with another thrust kick. I noticed that McChesney has conveniently avoided Dennis Gregory for the time being.
So now,
oh no. That's legal.
Sweet and sour Larry Sweeney has been eliminated.
Sweeney's eliminated.
How is that legal?
Well,
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you can get away with it, by all means.
No disqualifications. Oh, wait a second. Chuck's out here. Chuck Roberts goes downstairs on Bubba.
Oh,
and Chuck.
And he is just teeing off on his forehead.
And Sweeney both unloading.
And Chuck's calling for Los Dagos.
They have issues with Bubba the Bulldog. And the issues are going to continue.
They are probably beating him all the way back to Mexico.
Sure. 2-on-2 right now. Either way, hey, Bubba has it coming. I cannot deny that. Denny Gregory sends Bolen hard into the steel. DeMarco trying to neutralize McChesney. I don't think Sweeney realized he's been eliminated. He's got to get out of here. He may be delirious, no pun intended. He may be delusional, cover in the ring for 2.
It's hard to pay attention to everything that's going on. Oh.
And Sweeney fighting to get back into this cage, but he can't. He's legally eliminated.
And you can tell Sweeney is not happy about it. Denny and Bolen going up north, now just trading blows while trying to hang on to the cage and stand on the top rope.
And keep in mind, as unfathomable as it may be, if you're thrown over the top of the cage, that counts as elimination. And Denny and Bolen have a hard spill.
Denny hit a side thrust
Roll
kick.
up. That's enough.
Bolen has been eliminated.
For a moment. And now it's 2-on-1.
Bolen took that side thrust kick from the top rope. Val and Jimmy DeMarco saw the opportunity.
And now what? Bolen blaming McChesney for not stopping the pin.
They wanted to know, where were you?
Uh-oh. No! Down. Wait a second. DeMarco gets a 2.
He'll dump each and every one of them if he gets the chance.
I think Gregory got it. Bolen is a man alone, a man without an island. He's betrayed everybody. I think he likes it that way. Bolen eliminated, and Bolen, I guess, eliminates himself from Team Big League.
Well, you get the idea that that had less to do with an ideological allegiance and more with a paycheck.
That was all about the money, no doubt about that. And it's 2-on-1, if you can call DeMarco an entity in this match right now.
And Larry Sweeney still outside, rallying the troops, getting everyone behind Team Delicious. Can I call him Team Delicious?
Go for it.
Team Delicious.
Chesney sent in, puts the brakes on. Not a lot of power behind that DeMarco whip. Oh no! Oh! Jesus! Cover, and DeMarco's out.
Delicious Jimmy DeMarco has been eliminated.
There's something to be said about a man that would do that with the condition that Jimmy is in and has been in.
Honestly, he didn't even get a chance to try and block that. His head took all of that.
The Fargood, look who's left. John McChesney, former member of Dennis Gregory's War Machine.
And he's facing the War Machine.
McChesney abandoned Gregory. We saw a violent, bloody feud involving both men using screwdrivers on one another, suing each other out of titles. It got so personal that Gregory departed the promotion, returned, and injured McChesney's knee the weekend of Super Indy 8. We never got finality as Gregory was injured training for their matchup and was then deployed to the Middle East. But now, here in Caged Fury, Gregory v. McChesney finally ends.
These two have more issues than Time magazine. Honestly, the bad blood between these two runs so deep we can't even begin to describe all of it.
And notice even on an Irish whip, you hit the cage. Oh! And McChesney, face first into steel again.
An alley-oop just right up and over, right into that unforgiving steel cage, if I can use a colloquialism.
Didn't fall win it, no. Near fall. Gregory and McChesney, a match we have literally been waiting for 2.5 years. Think about it. Maybe closer to 3 even. Gregory McChesney first.
They both need to really think about what they're doing up there. There is a steel chair right below them.
Yeah. And they're surrounded by steel all sides.
This could end very badly.
We saw Bubba taste the superplex earlier. Will McChesney feel the same? Oh. Gregory dropped, and McChesney had that chair in his crosshairs.
Now who's full time?
Oh no. McChesney could finish Dennis Gregory.
And the crowd is just making him angrier and egging him on.
What the hell are you doing, John?
Oh no. He's not looking to hit him from the top rope.
We already saw something like this once tonight. And it caused God knows how many injuries. Gregory trying to prevent it. Oh no.
Keep in mind, Denny up top now. And behind, that is no, oh my God.
Oh no. Gregory's falling. 15 feet. There's no padding. There's no padding. No.
He caught himself nick of time.
I don't know how.
And once again behind him, he's pulled him down.
Whoever
himself those stiff kicks.
Remember, whoever hits first will be the loser. It's elimination. Feet touch to end it. Stark contrast to previous cage matches. You don't want to touch. Oh God! The table, and it's over.
Here is your winner and the sole survivor of War Games, the War Machine, Gregory.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bait and switch worked. Chuck got all three of his biggest enemies in IWC stuck in a cage, and then sent one of his best weapons in to take them all out. And how ironic that it was Dennis Gregory back to save the day after the history between he and Chuck Roberts over the years. But we came into this night giving no hope for Team DeMarco, no hope for Chuck Roberts, no hope for Larry Sweeney. However, they had the ace up their sleeve. They had that trump card. It paid off in a huge way. In the form of Dennis Gregory. Dennis Gregory is back, ladies and gentlemen. And Team IWC, Team DeMarco, wins one for the good of the company.
Ladies and gentlemen, give up your winners of the War Games, the War Machine, Dennis Gregory, Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney, and delicious Jimmy DeMarco.
What a moment! Dennis Gregory comes home. Chuck Roberts rallies the troops. He brought war. He brought a war machine. He brought Caged Fury. And Big League has been sent packing. Dennis Gregory's back. And it's Gregory, Sweeney, and the champion, Jimmy DeMarco, that survives War Games, that survives Caged Fury, and emerge at all costs victorious.
Chuck gets to stand on the top of the pile and close. He's the owner of IWC is once again on top of IWC.
Dennis Gregory is back, and the war has just begun.